All right. Are we good? Are
Yeah.
we a
Yeah, I
go-go?
can still hear you even though you're unmuted. Or you're muted.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Well, I'm unmuted.
Okay,
Nice
go
and tall.
ahead.
All right. Can you hear me? Perfect. Is it recording? Perfect. All right. What's going on, family? Hope you are all doing incredible. Super excited to hop on here and just really share a couple of skills that I think will not only help you progress in this business, but also is going to progress you in, outside of this business. Because in reality, we're all really personally growing. And as we grow personally, we start to see those results in our business. And first and foremost, before I kind of dive into this call, whatever you guys are doing, whatever you're doing to grow personally, here's the important thing. Your outside circumstance may not change. Your income may not change. The government is definitely not going to change. So there's a lot of things outside of your control that aren't going to change. But what's the most important thing that you can change is yourself. And so what you guys need to be constantly focused on, no matter what, is making sure that you're progressing yourself so that, no matter what your outside circumstance is, you're always prepared to take that on to the best of your ability. So really, guys, I'm going to dive right into this. And then I'm going to kick it off to Brittany to absolutely crush this close. So one of the first things I really want to talk about, is something that I heard from, a friend of mine named Cliff Braun, who's in this industry. He's made 8 figures in this industry. And he said something so simple. He said, you have to stop focusing on killing the big dragon and start killing 1,000 little snakes. Okay. So, the huge dragon of the castle where you have to get to the princess, right? Or the prince or whatever, if it's a girl. I don't remember really a girl fighting a dragon, but any gender can fight a dragon. It's fine. Any gender can fight a dragon. I'm not going to go down that road. But what I'm saying is there's always this huge dragon that people think they have to destroy in order to get to the tallest room and the tallest tower to get the princess or the prince that they're looking for. In this case would be our lifestyle that we want or the financial freedom, whatever it is that you want. But in reality, all you really need to do is just kill thousands of little snakes. And it may seem like thousands, that's a huge number, but that's just a metaphor for saying that you need to focus more on the little things you're doing consistently instead of just focusing on this one huge thing that could potentially be overwhelming for you in this business. Like you could be focused on, let's say your big dragon is, once I conquer the fear of public speaking, then I'm going to be successful in this business. But you're not focusing on reading books, listening to audios, talking with your upline, whatever it is. And those are the little snakes that you need to kill. And then the dragon's not even going to exist anymore. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when you're focusing on these snakes and you're like, all right, I killed this snake, this snake, this snake, like just keep going and killing them. So crushing out these long little, or these small little problems or these small little tasks that you need to do daily to get good at this business. Like working on the presentation, working on the follow-up, working on the close, working on prospecting, which, Brittany's going to be diving into, but it's by doing those little things consistently, you're going to not only not have to fight the dragon, but it's not even going to exist because you're going to take it out of play basically by just focusing on those little snakes. And one of the little snakes I want to talk about tonight is staying plugged in. I think one of the biggest things that we can do in this, and this is a skill, right? You don't think getting on a call is a skill. It is a skill because a skill of remaining teachable and coachable and hopping on these calls and learning about, how to do well in this business and different things like that. That is a skill and it's a skilled mindset, right? And so we can have skills that we can use and then we have skills that we can think that we can apply. And so one of the skills is being able to stay plugged in and stay close to the fire and understanding that the more you're on these calls, you're going to start getting used to it and you're going to start listening to people talk and you're going to start saying what they say. And then public speaking is going to be easy for you, and then all these things are going to be easy for you. You're just going to do what the people that are leading the calls are doing, which is talking about what they've done. It's a very simple process. And I think we overcomplicate it a little bit too much. And so another skill that I actually am kind of excited to talk about, I actually came up with this a little bit ago, is we all talk about building credibility, right? And like we want to make sure that we have credibility with someone before we talk to them. But have any of you guys ever thought about creating credibility amongst your team? Just think about that for a second. Like, how do you build credibility on your team? Just so you guys know, by building credibility on your team, you're simultaneously building all of the skills that you need to be successful in this business. For example, the presentation. All right. How can you get better at the presentation from a standpoint of building credibility among your team? You call a team member and have them present to you, and then you help them with it. And that credibility is being built because they know that you're willing to help them with the presentation, which is what's part of this business. And then you simultaneously get good at the presentation since you're practicing. So you're not only building credibility, you're getting good at the presentation. The follow-up. Following up with a team member to see how they're doing. Talk about life. Not every call has to be about business. You can ask the people that are on my team. We've talked about business for sure, obviously, but a lot of the calls that we do are about their life, are about how they're doing. How's their family member that was sick? How's their new job? How are they feeling about this? How are they feeling about that? Because what you guys have to remember is if you build the people will build the business. So by creating credibility amongst your team, you're not only going to make them feel better, but you're going to feel better. You're going to get better at the skills, and they're going to get better at the skills. If you told a team member you're going to do a call for them, a good way to build credibility is do the call for them at the time you said that you were going to do it. It's not that hard. And then what's going to happen is you're going to start having teams going behind your back and figuring out ways to get you to the next rank, figuring out ways to help you win, figuring out ways that, you know, you guys can just go out there and crush it together, not because you asked them to, but because it's something that they want you to do, it's something that they want to do for you because of what you've done for them. It's an exchange principle, right? It just makes sense. And so building credibility among your team, you know, and if you don't have a team, act in a way that you want to be edified. And then you can build credibility with yourself. So it's like, if you don't have a team yet, it's probably because you're not the type of person that anybody would want to edify. You know, and that may be a little harsh to some people, but think about this. If you don't have a team and your team were to do what you did today, would you be happy? You know, yes or no. It's like a yes or no. It's like, well, maybe because this thing, it's like, no, it's either they would be happy or they wouldn't. And so, you know, building that credibility among your team for you, and if you don't have a team, building that credibility with yourself by acting as if you already have a team, you know, being someone that, you know, Christian Jukes would love to edify. You know, imagine, you know, for me, what was crazy at this Michigan Regional, I remember a year and a half or two ago when I met Luke Hessler in the pool in Orlando at my first convention with Peter Unger. We were sitting in the pool. We were just like, oh my gosh, this is Luke Hessler. Like, dude, what the heck? I literally have a video that I'm going to show at one of the conventions of the first time that we were about to meet Luke, and Peter was flipping out. We were like in front of the hotel room, like, yo, like who? We're like, I was like, who are we about to meet? He's like, we're about to meet Luke Hessler. And then Luke edified me in Michigan. And it was just the craziest thing for me to have like Luke Hessler, you know, this 25-year-old dude, he's made a ton of money, he's a lot of success, helped a ton of people. Have him be like, I want to welcome up one of my really good friends, Daniel Schuler. You know, like think about what that's going to feel like, you know, when you're going to not only be able to edify your team, but your future team's going to edify you. Like that's just going to be such a good thing. And then really quick, one of the last things that I want to talk about is one of the most important parts in this business, and that's the follow-up. Okay. And what happens a lot of the time is people sort of get lost in the sauce that we create. Okay. So you've heard about that, like, oh, lost in the sauce. Like what happens is we put people through the pipeline, and then if a hole in the pipe bursts or something, water drips out of it, and we just keep moving down the pipe, and we're like, well, if we get further down the pipe, it's not going to affect it. But it's not going to affect it because there's going to be no water at the end because it's all going to fall out where the hole was. That kind of makes sense. And so what you guys need to realize is when it comes to the follow-up, first of all, if you are consistently getting no's, don't keep doing what you're doing. Contact your upline and just say, hey, this is how I've been reaching out to people. The past 10 people said no. What should I be doing? You know what I mean? And then when it comes to the follow-up, like this is, you know, this is a perfect opportunity for you to learn how to have them voluntarily create their own deadline. Okay. So what happens is, imagine this, if I'm talking to Brittany and I'm like, hey, like, when do you, or like, if I sent you some videos, would you check it out? She'll say, yeah. And I'm like, cool. So that's kind of, it's good. Like you're going to get her the videos and she's going to watch them at some point. But imagine if instead I said, hey, Brittany, when by the end of the day could you have these videos watched? And she goes, 8 o'clock. I'm like, perfect. So if I call you at 8 o'clock, you'll have them watched. She goes, yes. She just created her own deadline for me to be able to get a decision from her. Makes my job a lot easier. I don't have to be that guy that's like, hey, did you watch the videos yet? No, I didn't. When are you going to watch them? I don't know. Oh, okay. So then you like don't really want to bother them anymore. So by helping them voluntarily create a deadline for themselves, it helps you keep pushing through the pipeline. It helps people not to get lost. And then it also, again, it creates credibility where it's like you're not wasting time. Never get on a call or never schedule something that you don't know when it's going to end. It's like, all right, we're going to connect at this time. It's like you tell them, hey, like I'm busy at this time and this time. The takeaway is super important as well. To say like, I don't know if I don't know if this is for you or not. It may not be, whatever. There are probably a lot of other people that I could talk to about this, but you have these calls, watch today, like you said you were. We're going to talk about it, and then what happens is every follow-up should lead to referrals without a doubt, whether it's a yes or a no. If it's a yes, you say perfect. So within the next 24 to 48 hours, what 10 of your friends would you go dig up $1 million with in your backyard if you knew there was $1 million there? And if it's a no, say, all right, well, what's something really passionate that you're passionate about that you want to do with your friends? And they tell you, like, all right, which friends are those? Let me talk to them. You know what I mean? And so it's just kind of just keeping it simple. So, kind of like I said, focus on the little things, consistently doing those, staying plugged in. Building credibility among your team is huge, and building credibility with yourself. Be the type of person that you would want to edify, where you're going to start getting excited because high level people are edifying you. And then stay consistent with follow up. And I really like this. It's just like making people set a deadline that they volunteered for. It's like helping people volunteer for a deadline that helps you out. And so with that said, that's really all I have for today. I hope that was helpful to you guys. And here's another thing I want to encourage you about. First of all, listen to what Brittany says, because she's a stud. I'll edify her in just a second. But another thing too, guys, wherever you are in this business right now, whether you're doing well, whether you don't think you're doing well, whether you're happy, sad, discouraged, whatever it is, understand what we have here is truly unprecedented. Like there's a lot of other companies out there, right? There's a lot of companies. But I don't think there's any other company in the entire planet that has our mission. And so if you take anything away from this call, whatever Brittany says, which she's going to crush it, whatever Vi said, which whatever, understand and remember the mission. Okay? When the first men were flying into space, if something happened with the space shuttle or whatever it is, they weren't really focused on anything other than getting to the moon. They were like, oh, okay, like I have to eat this crappy food. My uncle worked for NASA, so I've been able to try some food, and it's not food. Like it's disgusting. Like I had this peanut butter chew thing, whatever the crap it was so bad. But anyway, I digress. But what I'm saying is like, never forget the mission that you're on, and understand you are literally surrounded by the best group of soldiers to be on this mission with. And so if you ever get discouraged, like just call someone and talk to them. Be like, dude, I'm kind of discouraged. Let's talk about the mission. Just how great it looks. That's we're doing. Like you guys are gonna sweep this planet and rid it of all the dust that's been gathering for the past years and years and years. So with that said, this next speaker really grown pretty close over the past year. To see her grow, dude, oh my gosh. From when I first knew her to now, she's really, really stepped up, and it was so cool to watch her throw down in Michigan. And just to see her really step up as a leader in this business. She's a really personal person, and I've been able to just really grow close with her and find out a little bit more about her story and what she's passionate about, and she's fired up and she's ready to go. So I'm going to stop talking now and let Miss Brittany Robb finish this off. Are you with us?
I am. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Take it away.
Perfect. You guys are sitting on my laptop, so I'm making sure. What is going on, guys? I'm super excited. Daniel definitely crushed that, and it's crazy because I constantly learn more and more just about myself and what I'm doing just by listening to him. So I'm constantly taking notes, so I'm glad you guys are too. But excited to be on here with all of you guys. Really just want to talk to you guys kind of about prospecting and more limiting beliefs, what I've experienced and what I've seen other people experience. But Daniel kind of went into like the following up and the invite and all that stuff. But what I want you guys to realize is we are on here far more than just a company, far more than just a paycheck, far more than, just another dollar bill in my pocket. We are here to serve others. We are here as a family to love and serve together. And I've really noticed just with prospecting other people is I've really learned to understand where people are in life. So whether I'm getting on a call for someone else, I actually did a call with Spencer, and I'm not sure if the girl's actually on here. But I did a call with Spencer last week, and what I really learned about doing my invite, doing the presentation was kind of neat. It was kind of different than what I've done before. And I realized that when you start asking their questions, when you're on this presentation with them, at the very beginning, I said, tell me a little bit more about you so I can get to know you a little bit more, and hopefully I can kind of relate to your story. And so she started telling me a little bit more and more about herself. And what I realized is she was super into, her faith with God. She was super into having mission. She was super into just living the life that she wanted to live. And then she also had mentioned, she had an accident prior where she didn't want her check to stop coming through the government. And I was like, I'm Canadian. I'm trying to live in the States. Like, we started to relate a lot more. And it was crazy to see what her story truly brought and the connection and bond that we created together. So what I highly, highly recommend is talking to your people. Understanding what they want, what their need is, what their story is, what they want to do to serve others. Remember, again, we are in this not just as a company, guys. We are in this on a mission together. And what's crazy about it is the more I got to know her, the more I started to believe in myself. The more I started to get my purpose in. The more I started getting fired the flipping up. Because I was so excited to see just everything transform, right? I was like, wow, I was in your shoes, right? I was in your shoes with your purpose, with your mission. And I was struggling with the same thing because I couldn't get paid in the States. And now I'm doing this. And it all started to raise my belief because I was hearing her story. And so what I highly recommend is getting to know someone else, understanding where they want in life instead of just sending the videos, instead of saying, hey, hop on a call. Instead of just doing all that, understand the depth and the conversation and the relationship with the person you're talking to, and understand where they are in life, where they want to go, if they're lost, if they're alone, because maybe you were with them. Maybe you had a time in your life where you were in their exact shoes. And the more you relate with someone, the more they're going to actually see where you're going. Remember, when people see people, they freak out, right? They love it. But when people see a business, they're hesitant, right? They see, oh, I got to pay this, get this. Yeah, it's traveling. Yeah, it's absolutely insane. It's dope. But people follow people. People follow a mission that's impactful. People want to be with people that have what they want, that have the desires, that have the life, that have the culture, that have the mission, right? And so what I kind of want you guys to do is I want you guys to write these action steps, because this helped me raise my belief a little bit more. Just the last week, I've kind of, self-evaluated myself, made myself a little bit more aware. And what I want you guys to do is write down this, and then obviously after this call, I want you guys to post on the page what's holding you back. Yeah, it's a little wow, but I want you to be honest. I want you to be honest. First action step is write out your excuses that you're clinging on to. Write out your excuses that you're clinging on to. For me, it was not having enough time. Guys, we have so much time. I don't care. I was saying I didn't have enough time because I don't work a job, but I'm cooking, cleaning, going to the gym. I was making other things a priority, right? It could be you're not smart enough. You're smart enough. Your water market's gone. Whatever it is, write down your excuses that you're clinging onto. Any excuse you have. And then I want you to do the steps in order to make a positive outcome. So once you're done writing your excuses, write down the steps to make that a positive outcome. Is it personal growth? Instead of going to the gym for 2 hours, is it maybe cramming it into 1 hour? Is it talking to 2 new people and putting it on your dailies? Fall in love with the journey and not the progress. Fall in love with the journey. The journey you're on is so incredible. It's so incredible. And then I want you to write down, what do I need to stop doing that's holding me back? Work smarter, not harder. Stop sitting there and thinking about where you're going to go. Stop looking at your graph and saying, wow, I'm behind. I'm not going to make it. I don't know how many days we have left in July, but understand that where you are right now there's a reason why you're there. You're holding on to something. And you guys can confess it. You guys can believe it. You guys can totally say I'm full of poop. But at the end of the day, there is an excuse. There is something that's holding you back. Is it talking to an ex? Is it talking to someone that's in your life that's toxic? Is it partying with people that's toxic, but you still want a friendship with them? What's holding you back? And then I want you to, at the very end, write down some skills that you're successful at, that you're happy with. Is it selling? Is it talking to people? Is it loving on others? Is it your mission that you're on? Is it your leadership capabilities? Write down the skills you have that you think you own. Because the moment you start realizing the skills you have, the moment everything clicks, right? It's like, wow, I feel like I'm a pretty good leader to myself. I can be a good leader to others. You'll start believing the progress. Guys, I want you to remove the limiting beliefs. Just remove it. If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans. Seriously. Tell him your plans. Because my plans are going literally everywhere. Like, I am so excited for the journey I'm on. But I just want you guys to understand that the moment it clicked for me was when I realized that what we have is absolutely insane. I've been with 3 other companies. I've tried. I've fell on my face. I've laughed. I've got up. I've spent quadrillion dollars, right? But at the end of the day, I've never been in a company that we're in right now. And I want you to understand that the company you're in right now is absolutely insane. Have fun. Stop taking it so serious. Stop going, wow, I'm not hitting this rank, or wow, that would have been a good $100, but I'm not going to make it. Whatever it is, understand that having fun is what we're in it for, right? We're in it on a mission. We're in it together. We're in it to live the life that's worth talking about. Rewrite what living a life we're talking about means to you. Rewrite your goals. Rewrite your why. I don't care if you did it last week, do it now. Because I don't know what's happened between now and last week. Something's got to happen. You're either going into one or you're starting something. That's just plain facts. Understand to rewrite your why. Being on stage, guys, I almost cried. I had no idea what came out of my mouth. No idea. I blacked out. I got on stage. I had my phone. I had my notes. Didn't say anything that was on my phone. I threw it on the podium, as some of you guys saw. I had no idea what was going through my head. But what I did is I understood that God took over me because he knows where I'm going. He knows my purpose. He knows my mission. He knows what I want to do with my life. He sees the movement that we are in together. And what I want you guys to do is understand where we're going. Stop looking back. Start looking forward. Have fun. Live life. Stop taking everything too serious. We're in a club. We're having fun. Don't look at it as just a travel company. Tell the world where you're going. Tell the world how many people, you're changing. Tell the world that you're going to wherever on New Year's. Tell the world that you're going to Cali and having fun. Don't pitch them on a business. People want to know what you're doing. People want to know where you're going. Understand that having fun is what it's all about. Believe in yourself. Believe that you can do it, because I believe in you. I do. You have it all going for you. I want you guys to enjoy the journey. Have fun. Believe in yourself. I want you to put yourself in the newest shoes of where you first started this journey. Get the belief back. Get the excitement back. Wow, I'm in Watabu. I'm going to live this life that's worth talking about. It's going to be so much fun. I want you to start believing it again and again and again and again. Because you best believe that whoever I step by, I'm telling them where I'm going. I'm telling them the movement that I am. Why? Because I look at someone else like a Brittany. I look at a guy like a Brittany. I look at a girl like a Brittany. And I've told this to Kiara. I've told this to multiple people. I look at them like I look at myself. And the reason why I do that is because as a girl, I get intimidated by a guy, and some girls can kind of vote for that as well. As a guy, you might get intimidated by telling a guy, I'm not quite sure, because they're more successful or whatever you want to believe. I look at other people like myself. And the reason why I do that is because I know where I'm going. And I know if I help them do exactly what I'm doing, I'm going to help them get to where they want to be. Look at every single person as yourself and tell the world, because you want it. You want it just as badly for them as you wanted it for yourself. So that's all I have tonight, but excited for you guys all to just relive it. Remember what I did? Rewrite all your excuses, your beliefs, all that stuff, and then say goodbye to it. Have fun. Enjoy the process. But I want you guys to post on the page, what's holding you back. Be honest. Be honest. And if you don't want to post it, write it somewhere. But I want you guys to understand and look at that, at what's holding you back to get to where you want to be. Because for me, it was a bunch of things. And I'll be honest. It was a bunch of things. What's holding you back? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Is it, you're going to the gym too long? Whatever it is, what's holding you back, and post it. And rewrite what living a life we're talking about means to you guys. Appreciate you all, guys, and have a good night.